Okay. And then down here, like at the body part or the center part of this web page is where we want to put the list. Or for our example, we only have two links for both of the blog posts that we will be creating. And that's pretty much it. So I think I want to put in here um, the header. Let's see. For the navigation bar, nav bar goes here. And then maybe we can like create a list in here. And then let me just make comments here. List of blog posts here. And then down here is where we want to have our footer. Okay, so that's what actually our partials folder will be composed of, the components or the parts of our web page that we need to be using repeatedly on each of the web pages for us to have a uniform look. So this goes the footer, and then maybe now we can create um, another page which would be, let's name it post one that EJS. Then let's create another one for the second post. So we are targeting to create two more pages aside from the landing one, which is going to showcase the individual posts that we will be creating. So for the post one, basically this should only have um, for the title in here. Maybe this post is about learning JavaScript. Maybe this would be like, let's say, this will be a blog website for like a programming journey of someone that is new to the programming in general. Maybe we can do that. So with this post page, let's see. So of course we want to have here the title, and then enclosed in a p tag is where we want to have the content, which is basically we're just going to be using a lorem ipsum content in here, and then down here will be the footer. I think it'll be better for us to create the partials now, so we can include in the navigation bar as well as the footer on each of these pages. So let's do it now inside the partials folder. Let us create first the header.ejs, and what we want to have for the header is of course just navigation link. Header. Okay. And then inside the header is where we want to put in the tag nav. And then inside it, let's have an ordered list. And then for the first line item, well, let's insert an anchor tag. And then maybe this can represent the home. Let's copy paste this. Let's create two more links. For this one, this can be an about me page. And then for the last one is for the contact me. Okay. For now, let's just put in a placeholder for this link. I'm going to, I think we will be creating 2 more pages aside from the post pages for the about me and the contact me page. So I think we are good for the header. Now for the footer, inside partials, let's create a footer component this time. And then what we wanna have for the footer is just a single line. We don't want to include anything else in here, but just maybe like a trademark that's using this. Oops, should be an upper ampersand copy. This is going to show us the copyright symbol. And let's just put in the year in here to give that real website feels. Okay, I think I'm happy with our footer now. Let us go ahead and integrate them with our homepage. So in here, let's remove the comment. And then let us just include our header template. So let us redirect Javascript to the location path of our headers partials. Okay, and then the name of our file, which is header. Okay, and then let's close that. Don't forget to close it. Right, and then, okay, let's do this later on since we will need to complete the server first. And then down here, let us put in the footer. Include, and then that would be here. 2 folders up inside. partials folder, and then in the footer file. Okay. Okay, did we miss anything? Okay, that's looking better. Okay. And then we can just copy this into our post page. So let me see, let's just remove this. And then we can just, I think, remove this. Save. Oops, we have not created the boilerplate for the HTML here. Okay, right. Okay, let's go back to this pages later on. I think we have the structure for now. So we have the pages and here are the partials. Okay, let us create our server now. So let's, of course, be naming it app.js. Okay, right. Okay, let's go back to this pages later on. I think we have the structure for now. So we have the pages and here are the partials. Okay, let us create our server now. So let's, of course, be naming it app.js. And then inside our server, Let me see. So of course in here, we're importing express, require, express, okay. And then of course the express function. My Visual Studio Code is typing in real slow. Okay, there you go. Right. Transport. Okay. And then here is we set our configuration, setting up EJS as the view engine. Okay, EJS. Alright. And then, of course, we wanted to add another configuration in here so that our file can read our CSS files that we, of course, would be creating later on. We are going to style our blog page, and then we will be serving a CSS file later on. So that's what this line is for. And then down here, maybe we can now create a variable for our blog post. Post. And then we wanted to enclose it in an array. So like what we're discussing so far, we just would want to show two blog posts or two blog entries. Hanapin in here. Okay. So for our blog entry, what we want to happen is whenever our user clicked the link for a specific blog post through our homepage, it should be rerouted to another web page, and it should like have its own ID for the blog post. So let us create in here a property of ID, and of course, let's also add in here the title. So we can add dynamic elements to our web page, since we will be just hard coding its actual content. So what did we put as our first post? Learning JavaScript, right? Okay, right. Then let's create another one. Why do we have an error? Here, ID 1, title. Let's see. ID 2, title. For the second post, maybe we can just put in here using print staff. So this sounds like my coding journey when I was first starting. Let me see. Oops. Oh, I know now. This should just be a comma, right? And then now we can set up the routes. Have that get course for the landing page first. Then forget your quotation mark. Then we enclose this in parentheses. Okay, let me see. What did we miss here? Have that get address. Okay, so it's not closed yet. That is because we're missing a closing parenthesis here. Okay, now let us go ahead and render the home page. So that is inside the pages folder and then the file name home. Okay, and then we are going to also pass in the blog post variable that we declared up here. So I think it should just be should be follow this naming convention. Right. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's make the P in uppercase so it matches. Okay, let's create a space here. All right. Now let us get or set up another page for the first ID entry. So the URL, what we wanted it to look like is of course the pages folder and then an ID number of that entry or that blog post that our user chose. So that's how we want the URL to look like. Okay. And then inside this, let me see. That is declared a variable. Maybe let's name it post. Post ID. Okay. Okay. Then we're using the params property. Then we're calling in the ID. This will help us find the blog post by the ID that we indicated. Basically, this actually should work in a real life scenario or in a real project. We should be like querying this post against a real database. But of course, we just want everything to be simple and we're trying to like just emphasize the concepts about EJS that we have worked on so far. So maybe we can create another topic for the database, right? Okay, just for now, let us have everything stored in our server file. Okay, this should be equal to post ID. Okay, right, now let's set up a condition in here if the post has that render now if it happens to be that post number exists, of course we want it to be rendered. Let us create in here a template literal map the location of our post file. Then we're going to call in here the variable post followed by the ID then this will handle that specific post corresponding to the ID that we provided. Oops, and then now what we want to happen instead, if the user by any chance try to access a link, or like maybe they try to manually try to access an entry for the blog post but it's not existing yet, maybe we can like render in here an error. This is where we can apply the concept of success and tailor pages. Okay, render. Okay, so I think we will be creating another page for success and tailor pages later on. Maybe we can do that now. We can put that inside our pages folder, and then let's just name it maybe 404. Okay. All right. Okay. And so maybe I wouldn't want to create this file now, so it doesn't sleep on my mind. So inside the pages folder, let's just make 404.ejs. And I'll have this filled later on. Let's go back to our server, and then we just wanted to include the last line in here for the port. So we're using this same port number as usual, which is the port 3000. Okay. Server is, we want to say running. On port, and let's just call that port variable that we declared earlier. Port. Okay. Okay. All right. Our server looks okay at this point. Let's save the file. Now we want to, of course, see if our links will be working. Let's check in here. So for the post in here, since we already included title and ID number from our server, maybe we can now put in here, this is not the landing page, so it doesn't need to say welcome to my blog. Maybe we can put in here the title of the blog instead. So let's just now extract that from our server. Let me make sure I have that correctly. So this is title. Blog post title, right? So here, let's just type it in, post that title. All right, and this should dynamically post or display in here the title of this entry or this blog page that we will be accessing later on. And then maybe down here is where we can put in the content, which is just an lorem ipsum content for now. me put that here. That's for the wrap. Okay. All right. And then we have here our footer. Okay. I think this is looking okay. I think we can copy this to the post to the EJS. Okay, so let's remove that. Sure. Let me see. Let's move our footer up here and then fix the indentation. Okay, this is looking okay now. Now let's see how it looks like on our live server so far. So we are inside the blog folder. Let's change the directory to, I think this will work. Let's just type in here node app.js. Let's minimize our Visual Studio. Okay, we got the message server is running. Okay. Server is, we want to say running on port. And let's just call that port variable that we declared earlier. Port. Okay. Right. All right. And to maximize our Visual Studio Code again, pages home. Pages home. Maybe we did something wrong in here. Okay. What did the error said again? Let's make sure we have it correctly. Failed to look up pages underscore I pages. is slash home. Okay. So maybe we will need to pass in one folder. Let's see if this going to work. Okay. Pages. Okay. Okay. But I think I am routing this correctly. Let me give it another try. Pages home, blog post, pages ID. P home.ejs. Okay, let's see what's happening in here in index.js. Pages.post. Let us check our home file. And so it says in here that failed to look up a view, pages home. Oh, okay. I think we forgot to include the views folder. Let's see if this is going to work. Let's save the file. Run our server again. And let's see. Let's save the file. Run our server again. And let's see. It still cannot find our home. Huh. It should work with one directory up, but maybe let's try two. with this, I normally just like keep on trying, like play around with it until it works. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's go to the directories up. Okay. Let's see where's our. Oh, right. There you go. So it should be this file location. All right then. Lesson learned. Okay, so let me minimize this again so we can see the components better. Okay, so this is I cannot see our home. Okay, right. So this is now our home page. So that is the navigation bar up there. Later on, we, of course, just want it to be in a single line only, just like how normal navigation bar looks like. We're going to handle that once we are on the CSS part. But for now, I'm pretty happy about it. This is our footer. We wanted to make this a sticky footer as well, so that this will stick here at the very bottom no matter how big is the content here in the middle. Oh, we have an extra closing bracket in here. Where did that come from? Oh, I think this is this guy up here. Okay, let's run that later on, but for now, maybe we can now display. I forgot to display. I was about to the blog list in here connected to these two different post 1 and post 2 EJS files. So let's do that now. Let me maximize our Visual Studio Code again. And then here in our homepage, let's remove our comment. And then we can now render the list of our blog posts in here. So we're going to use the variable that we declare, which is blog post. And then we are now going to use the for each method to loop each of the item that we have inside this array. Okay. And then let's close it first before moving on to our next line. Now, of course, each item we want it to be represented in the line item tag. It's not reading that. So I guess we will need to create the tags manually. Okay, there you go. And then we want to create anchor tags inside. Now, this you need to be very careful. So it's inside pages. And then here is we're going to put in the ID of the pages dynamically. So we want to call in the post dot ID again. Close it. Okay. And then we would would wanna include or write in here, of course, the title of this specific blog post. Okay, so let's post that title. Okay. All right. Okay, we close the anchor tag as well as the line item. Okay, let us now close our scriptlet tag next. So we're closing it. I hope I did not miss anything. Okay, that looks like it. Okay, we're basically just be copying it to the second. Should we? Oh no. This should only be available on the homepage since this is where the part where we wanted to render the list of the available pages. Okay. So for the post one, we have here the title, and then the mock content. Same here. All right. So we have the title Learning JavaScript for the first one. Maybe here we can just put, I think we put in here, learn stack. Let me make sure. What did we put in here? What did we put in here? Here using learn stack. Okay. That's what, maybe we can just copy and paste that. All right. This is what the title would be for our post to that EJS. Okay. All right. Okay. Wondering if we can just like do this same in here. But anyways, let's just leave it hard coded for now. And then what else can we change for now? I think that would be it. Okay, let's test it on the live server again. Terminate this. It's not responding on me. Okay, there. And then run our server again. Okay, this should be gone. All right, not showing anymore. We have extra characters in here. Where did you guys come from? Okay. But let's see if the links are working. These would not. Well, for the first one, this will redirect to the landing page, which is where we are at right now. So let's test this once we are on these two pages. But let's try the first link. Okay, we are now on the post1.ejs file. And then this is how we want the URL to be. Grabbing the pages folder and then the ID for our first blog entry. This is the title, rendering properly, and our hard-coded content. Let's click on home. Okay, we are now routed back to the landing page, and then let's try the second blog entry. All right, blog entry here is working as well. We have an extra closing tag in here. We're going to fix that as well. So let's see. What do we need to fix? This guy's in here. Okay. Oh, I think these are these ones. Okay, so I think we don't need you guys. Is there. And then we have extra ones here. Save the file. And then here as well. Okay. Working good. Where's our home file? Okay, there. Okay, all right. I'm pretty happy about it. This line works properly. Was able to render the list dynamically by adding it the link for the respective page. And then it also rendered in here the title of our log entry. Let us save the changes. Let's rerun our server. See? Right. Those extra guys now are gone. And let's try to go in here again. We don't see the extra closing tag. Okay, these are not working. We will need to fix these two links in here, but the home page is properly working. Okay, so now that we have a structure for our blog website, next we are going to work with styling. And then on the latter part of our project, maybe we can also add in the feature where user can log into our website and then create comments. We would like to be able for login users to be able to comment on a specific blog entry. Maybe we can have that displayed here, comment box in here, since this is a blog website. Okay, all right. Now, how do we do just that? So first, let us integrate the login feature first. I'm going to maximize our Visual Studio Code once again. Okay, and then maybe we can add in our login feature on the header. Okay, and then here on the header, among the links, maybe it can be like the last link from our list in here. Separate that. So what we wanted to happen in here is that to pass in a login feature. So we will be creating another login file, and this should say login. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Now in our app.js, file, and this should say login. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Now in our app.js, in here, let's see what we can do here. So we are going to add in another variable here down below our blog post array. So for now, we are going to hard code the number of users that we will allow access to our web page. Well, basically, they can access the web page or the blog, all the entries or all the blog posts they can access. But what we will want to